Building dashboards is easier than ever with Dundas Dashboard version 2. This video will give you a quick high-level overview of this revolutionary new application and show you from beginning to end how rapidly you can start building rich and interactive dashboards that can help your organization make better and informed decisions. This example will feature two different data visualizations, also known as data controls, which show this company's revenue and expenses over a period of time and compare them against the previous year. The list on the right shows a list of annotations or personalized remarks that have been made on certain data points. This dashboard also features some basic interactivity. Date filters at the top modify the range of dates displayed. The adjacent grain filter changes the level of detail displayed. Users can also drill down into more detail by clicking on a specific data point. Users will also be able to bookmark frequently used dashboards, export the entire dashboard or individual elements as images or CSV files, print them, and copy links that they can use to share with their colleagues. Clicking on the Annotate button allows users to select data points and add remarks to them, choose different annotation groups that allow users to choose who can see these remarks, and even select Private to add personal notes that only they can access. Hovering over existing annotation markers will reveal these remarks and allow users to respond to them. This example also shows how Dundas Dashboard can provide your organization with new and innovative ways to communicate, share ideas, add contextual depth where numbers alone may not tell the entire story, and perhaps even encourage knowledge workers to offer ideas for developing new KPIs. Dundas Dashboard's unique workflow guides you through each step that is required to turn raw data into powerful and insightful dashboards. This workflow involves connecting to one or more data sources, consolidating and preparing this data on virtual tables or cubes, transforming this data into business metrics that are relevant to your organization's requirements, and creating the dashboards that will ultimately feature these metrics. First, connect to a data source by creating a new data connector. This is done once for each new source that you want to use and prevents you from having to write complicated data connection scripts every time you want to access your data source. This is typically done by someone who's familiar with your organization's data sources and their respective security requirements. Choose from a wide range of data providers. Dundas Dashboard supports SQL Server, Access, Oracle, MySQL, and flat files like CSV files and Excel spreadsheets. With version 2, you'll also be able to leverage SharePoint lists and Excel services. You can use Microsoft OLAP cubes to create a new class of analytics dashboards, and you can also connect to Microsoft Visual Fox Pro. With our data provider API, you'll also be able to write your own custom data connectors to SQL-compliant, tabular, or web service data sources. Once you enter the name of the server or file location, your security credentials, and the name of the database, file, or spreadsheet, simply save the connector and click on Yes to automatically discover the structure of the data within. Once you establish a data connection, you can start using virtual tables to consolidate this data on a uniform view that is easy for business users to understand. Select a data connector and choose one or more tables to use. You can use the Virtual Table Management interface to give friendly names to certain columns, hide unnecessary ones, group and perform aggregation on them, and even write your own custom expressions. This allows you to manipulate and perform simple modifications to your data without having to go back to your data sources every time. Checking in these virtual tables will allow knowledge workers and business analysts to create any number of KPIs based on them. Dimensions offer you the ability to put measures and KPIs into perspective. More specifically, they allow you to group, filter, and label your measures. For example, you can use dimensions to filter on a specific product line, group data from various sales territories, or show the full name of your employees rather than just their employee ID numbers. Creating a time dimension will allow you to not only display trends over a period of time, but to also group them in intervals like year, quarter, month, and week, and to customize how these labels will be formatted on a dashboard. KPIs, or key performance indicators, allow you to take data from a virtual table and prepare them to be used on a data visualization or data control. Once you select what virtual table to use, simply define what it is you want to measure, what column you might want to compare this measure against, and what column you might want to use as a dimension. If you plan to use this KPI on a bar chart, for example, a dimension would form the x-axis. Good examples of dimensions include regions, products, departments, and periods of time. Once the dimension has been defined, you can customize it further. In this example, we'll take the date column from the virtual table and replace it with a time dimension that we created earlier, along with its grouping and formatting. You can also expose filters for this dimension that will allow dashboard viewers to choose what range of dates they want to look at, for example, or what level of detail they want to see. You can also choose what range of values will appear by default. Beyond that, the KPI management interface allows for a lot of customization. Descriptions give dashboard designers a better understanding of what the metrics represent. Default visualizations allow you to recommend a visualization that would best represent a particular KPI. Checking in KPIs will expose them to any number of dashboard designers to ultimately consume on a data control.